Hey, I'm Leola.
I'm Ariel, and we want to take a few minutes to share about our upcoming Sex and Soul workshop. It's a 4-week series, and we want to journey into sex and the soul. And for us, sex and the soul are these two beautiful aspects of life. The soul is the love when we sit by a waterfall, or when we see the face of a baby, or when we meditate and transcend past the veil of thought and word, and we open into that knowing, that remembering of life, the true beauty of life. And then our sexuality is this primal pattern in our bodies, this fundamental flow of life. And our passion is how the fundamental flow of life, our sexuality and our soul, our love, can become one force in our bodies and our lives. Your turn.
Why is it that our sexuality brings us so much pleasure and so much ecstasy and expansion, yet it also brings up our vulnerability and our pain? Why is it that when I'm really attracted to someone, or I've really opened myself in deep sexual relationship and had this, incredible opening with this being, that's when my triggers come up, when my pain comes up, when my little vulnerable girl comes to the surface? Why is it that when I'm in a really deep relationship with someone, then the honeymoon phase is over, that those deeper child wounds of not feeling lovable or not feeling good enough, or I start to close up sexually, and my old shame, my old hurt, my old resentment arises to the surface? And this is the thing that I feel that we need to get, that we're not getting, is that our sexual energy is a force for bliss and ecstasy, and it is a force for transformation. It's like the more ecstasy, I've been an ecstatic dance teacher for 27 years with my Kundalini dance practice, and I feel that when every time we have a huge ecstatic opening, it's like everything that isn't of love comes up to the surface, to be felt, to be seen, so that it can be transformed. And this is what I feel, that when we bring this into our relating with each other, if we could just both learn to hold ourselves and learn to give space for this deeper presencing, then something new can happen in our relating. What do you think about that?
As a man, and I'm sure men if you're watching this, and women if you're watching this, you'll have that sense, is that you'll recognise this in yourself, is that when I see a beautiful woman, or it's the same when I'm in nature or I witness beauty anywhere, there's this way in which it opens me. There's a way in which it's literally, I feel like this expansion in witnessing that beauty. And for me, that is an opening of my sexuality. It's an opening of the flow of life in my body. And for me, that's the gift. It's the gift of human relation, is to come together and to remember that, we can open and reveal more and more beauty to ourselves. But the challenge of that, the excruciating pain of that, is that when I then open more than I was before, the pain, the resistance starts to move.
Yeah.
And so therefore, the more the opening is, the more the pain there is. And so, or resistance, grief, heartbreak, and we've learned to shut down. Let's say it's a flow of life. And let's say we're built to pulse with this 1,000 litres of life through our sexuality, through our heart, through our love, through our pleasure. And we've reduced to 100. And then we come along and we make love and we open to 500 and we're alive and we've arrived and it's all good. But then we come back to our own system And our system hasn't learnt how to carry that 500 litres. And so then I go to 100 and then I go, oh, I need 500 again. And I get attached to that person. But then there's all that human stuff in that 400 litres. There's that whole fear and vulnerability and pain and attachment and mother and father wounds, a whole lot of stuff. And it starts to move. And unfortunately, often we haven't got the tools as relating both as partners, as lovers, but also in work and in all these things, that to understand that the more we open, the more we expose, that the more vulnerability is there. And so what we're passionate about in this Sex and Soul series is how we can, in our own self, increase the amount of soul and sexuality that actually gets activated and comes alive in our bodies, so that on an individual level, I can encounter the ecstasy of life without betraying myself, without leaving, having a high moment and then coming back and collapsing. But I can witness the beauty of a tree or the beauty of a woman or the beauty of whatever and be opened by it, but not deny the flow in my own body and leave. And when that happens, and then I can meet someone else that can also do that, then our love can come together, we can reflect that opening, we can open beyond who we knew ourselves to be, and then we can come away and we can feel the pain, feel the beauty of that, and integrate that new level of life force. So that's what we're passionate about, is providing initiatory spaces to slowly and patiently and powerfully build a body that can remember what it's like to live at 1,000 litres of life.
And that's what we're exploring as sexual sovereignty, really learning how to claim that sexual life force as your own, as something that you're not necessarily dependent on another to experience, but something that you can access and cultivate and, as Ariane says, expand your energy system to its fullest, so that you're no longer relating to the other from a place of need, where you're needing the other to fill up or to make you feel or tap into that expansion. And then from that place of wholeness, relate from there. And that's what's really exciting to us in this exploration, is that, tap into that sovereign sexual power as an evolutionary soul fire in your body that lights you up, that brings you into that full sense of personal empowerment. And then what's it like to be really seen and to relate from that place? And this takes practice. So we are providing a sacred space for us to practice this and to learn how to navigate these deeper realms of soulful sexuality. There's so much we could say, but we've got more information in our web pages and information about the course, which you can see the link at the bottom of this video. So if you want to learn more, please do check it out. And if you're in Melbourne, come and join us.
We really want to create spaces where we learn to work with our body and consciously increase the amount of sexual love and joy we're able to experience in ourselves. So if that calls to you, we'd love to join you on the adventure.